Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. Thank you for stopping in to visit for a bit. It's Friday afternoon. I have a craft show tomorrow. That's why it looks sort of empty behind me. The table's gone, the laptop is in a different spot. I emptied out some boxes, I moved stuff around. I've got shelf space empty over there. I still have a list. I typed up a list. I took items from a legal pad of paper and my day planner and a notebook that I was writing in, combined them all into one list, and I'm trying to get this stuff done so that I can just relax tonight, go to bed at a decent hour. Hopefully I'm not going to be having an Etsy conversation at 11 o'clock that goes on till midnight like last night. And then get a good night's sleep. The show does not start until 11. Setup starts at 8. The weather forecast is saying 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, only like a 10% chance of rain. Okay, so maybe we're not going to be setting up in the rain. But once you get up to noon, 1 o'clock, they're saying there's like a 50% chance of rain. So we could get rained on tomorrow. I'm taking the walls to the tent, and hopefully that will all, hopefully people will come out when it's not raining. Okay, so I'm taking a break from working on my to-do list because I'm procrastinating. Because one of the items on my to-do list is to update my inventory. My inventory, which is 26 pages long. Go through all 26 pages. Not every page has changes on it, but there are some pages that have like 10 changes. So it's going to take a while. And I'd rather visit with you guys than work on that. There's a few little things, like I have to go downstairs. I think the lime tote of yarn is downstairs to pull some yarn. I have to add another tablecloth to my setup bag, which is already out in the car. I should have done that before I put the setup bag out in the car. At the packed craft bag, just little things like that. Like when I go down to the basement to get the yarn out of the lime green tote, I'll bring up a couple of bottles. I'm really having problems talking today, aren't I? Bring up a couple of bottles of bottled water and put those in the fridge so I have cold water for tomorrow. Although it's supposed to start out at 65 and go down to 60 by the time we finish up. So I'm not going to be roasting. I might not want to drink cold water. Okay, so I decided that I would do, a pre-cap. Usually I do a recap of shows to tell you what sold. So this is a pre-cap to give you an idea of some of the milestones that I'm looking to beat. I already said that if I hit $500 in sales, I'm going shopping on Monday. But there are other smaller goals. And if I sell 38 items, so I can clear 38 lines in my inventory and pare it down a page, then I'm buying a new pattern on Etsy or Ravelry. Doesn't matter which. But there are some smaller goals. This will be show, I think it's show 150. There it is there. Oof. I gotta get to this is my list of shows that I take with me. And as I have sales, I circle where I'm at on the list. Oh no, 147. I've done 146 shows in the past. So let's start at the easiest goal to attain. The easiest goal to attain is to get $50 in sales and break even. That is cause for celebration because, okay, let me get back to this. There have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shows where that goal has not been attained. There were 4 shows where there were $0 in sales. Okay. One of them was because the weather was awful. It was a windy day that was practically blowing the tent over. I was sharing a tent with Joanna, and we came to the decision to just pack it up and call it a day rather than have, my stuff was blowing off the table and rolling down the street. Okay, let's just pack it up and give up on that one. So that was a negative. Fortunately, I think that one was only $20 because the fee was $40 and Joanna and I were splitting it. Okay, so first goal would be $50 to pay for the table, the fee. Second, over the course of those 146 shows, my average net was $154. So if I have $154 in sales, it will be an average show for me. Step number 3, if I get $184 in sales, that will match my average so far for 2025. Now I'm only dealing with 3 shows, but my average for the shows that I've done so far this year is $184 net. No, $184 in sales. Okay, I'm not dealing with net here. These are the sales that I'm looking for. Okay. Get yourself together, girl. Number 4, if I want this to be my best sale so far of 2025, I would have to have $231 in sales. It's doable. Yep. Shows you. Sales so far this year haven't been all that good. Number 5, if I want to get into the top 10 of all of the shows that I've done so far, I would have to have sales of $368.50. Could be a top 10 show. And number 6, if I wanted to get my spreadsheet into the black, I would have to have sales of $640. That would be very nice. Oh, I didn't have the 500 for a shopping trip in here. Okay, so there's 7 goals. We shall see how many of them I actually hit. As far as items are concerned, of the 3 shows that I've done so far this year, the most items I sold at a show was 22. The average is 13. So if I sell 13 items, average. If I sell over 22, I've got a new record for most items sold at one show for 2025. If I sell 38 items, clear a page in my planner, I'm going to buy myself a new pattern. That's it for my sheet of goals. I'm going to put it on my clipboard to take with me for tomorrow. And you know what? One of the things on my list here is to print out a spreadsheet for this show. The spreadsheets, oops, just knocked my glasses off the little bench I'm using here. The spreadsheet is something, I have this blank and I fill in the time that something sold, description of the item, the price, and then I have a column where I keep a running total of how much I've sold so far. I have little boxes to check off if I've removed it from Etsy, if I've crossed it off in my inventory, and then I have a little box for the net sales. Like I have to subtract what I paid for that particular show. So I am going to be optimistic about tomorrow. I am going to print 2 pages. It's been a long time since I filled in more than 1 page. The last one was Street Fest, but that's in this town that I'm heading to. Yep, East Aurora. East Aurora, people come out for events. So I'm printing 2 pages. Okay. I suppose I should go back out to my, I should go on the laptop and update my inventory. At least the first page doesn't have any changes. First 2 pages don't have any changes. But I sold a Cheeky Beaky and I made another bird, so there's 2 there. Sold Ballerina Kitty. What is that? I sold a snail. Those go off. And then when it comes to chickens, I made a lot of chickens to add to this. So that page is going to be interesting to edit and update. So as much as I would love to just sit here and talk to you, I have a craft show tomorrow, and I'm still not 100% ready. So I'm going to sign off and go work on the laptop and update my inventory. So if someone asks, oh, do you have any monkeys? I can go to the jungle listings, and say, there's jungle, oops, platypus, gotta go back a page. I can say, oh yes, monkey, I have one in camo, blue and camo colors. I have Sipho, what color is he? I have one, a sock monkey, and I have a pink and purple monkey. I have one in browns, and I have those. So that's why it's good for me to take my inventory. Nice updated inventory. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. So, bye-bye. I'm not going to play with yarn. I'm going to go work on the laptop. Eventually I will get to play with yarn. Bye-bye.